Hope everybody's keeping well. You may or may not know this month is Dyslexia Awareness Month, and especially this week is Dyslexia Awareness Week. From the 4th to the 10th. And this, as I said before, Dyslexia Awareness Month. And obviously, I say straight, I do suffer from dyslexia. I'm terrible at writing. You might see the titles. Even the community posts. If you have a look at the community posts, I seen them the other day. Half of them, sometimes don't make any sense. And I wouldn't mind, but I have it in my head, and I read afterwards, and I don't see the mistakes. Either be spelt wrong, or either not good grammar, which is mainly. So I obviously I obviously struggle with my reading and writing. And when I mean struggle, it's like banging your head against the wall and hoping that you don't bleed, that your head doesn't bleed. That's kind of for me when I'm trying to write or do anything. So as I always say to people, try and read between the lines, I suppose. And it's kind of just to be aware of this in society. As a teacher too, if you're a teacher with special needs, or somebody that you have to accountant or um works in that kind of industry where you have to write things, or letters, or even secretaries, politicians, GPs, things like that. Always try and try and read in between the lines of what the post is trying to say, especially if dyslexic. And understand that it isn't easy for them to write. It's very difficult for me to sit down and write. Again, it takes me a long time. On Calvin Day, before Calvin Day, I wrote to the Finnish Prime Minister. And I had to explain, because obviously she's Finland, she wouldn't understand what Calvin Day was. So I had to explain, and it took me from about 1:30 to about 3 o'clock, nearly 3:30, to write it. And me just sitting here, I wrote on my tablet here, and I was using the Google Voice thing to look up things, to look up how to spell words. And I put them in here, and then I copied the spelling of it and put it into my thing. My tablet onto the email. And again, that took a long time to do on your own, and it took a long time. And then especially because I took a while to read over it to make sure it made sense. And I hoped it did make sense, but I never got word from her, unfortunately. And I can't wait that whole, because again, I stayed up late, and I was late going to bed, very late going to bed, and I was worn out. Because it is frustrating. I was very frustrated with myself, because, and you have to understand, to people who are dyslexic, and again, I'm sure they know themselves, that that you are a unique person. You are a unique person, and not to be getting upset. Again, I get upset over it. I really do sometimes. I get very upset over it, because it takes up so much time, and it's just draining sometimes. As I said, it was very draining having to write it. Having to explain in every little detail what Calvin was and what we were planning to achieve by Calvin Day. And again, that took longer, because obviously she's in Finland, she wouldn't have a notion what Calvin is. But unfortunately, she didn't reply back. It would have been nice to reply back, especially because the amount of work I put in to do it. But she look at you again in life. You do your best. You have good intentions. You try your best, and sometimes life doesn't work out. But as somebody that's dyslexic, I say to people that are dyslexic out there, do not be worried. Do not care what other people think of you, because some people often call me dyslexic fuck. Some people message me sometimes and say that on Twitter. It's very mean what some people do say. And again, just pass no heed. If somebody says that to you, just pass no heed. Because fair play to you for trying your best. Again, that's all you can do in life, and that's the thing people need to understand. You can only try your best. As I tried my best with Right to the Finnish Prime Minister, I tried my best. I tried to do everything I could, and that's all you could do. You can only try. God loves a trier, and that's what matters. And it took me a long time to, I suppose, come to terms. I suppose when I was younger, when I got to, I suppose, my teens, it was hard to comprehend that you were dyslexic, that you wouldn't the same. Again, it felt when I was in national school there wasn't the same. I had special books, things that had to be taught simple things compared to other people who were learning Irish and doing other things. And you do feel left out. You do feel like you're isolated. But again, I did my best. I did what I could, and that's what mattered. And again, that's all you can do. Your best, and that's looking back on it. It was difficult being left out and feeling like everybody in the class was looking at you and thinking, what's wrong with this fellow? But you're made in your own unique way, and that's the thing. You have again, people with dyslexia have everybody I met who has dyslexia, know myself, they have good humour. They really do have a good sense of humour. They have a good humour. They have a good heart. They do. Everyone person I met who has dyslexia has a good heart. Always have good intentions. And that's the thing. That's your other gift. That's your gift. You might have a non-gift. Some people might consider a non-gift. Having dyslexia, but you have a gift along with it. You have a gift along with it, a good personality, and that's what really matters. It doesn't matter what A's or B's you have in the exams or things like that. Again, I can't say it enough. As long as you try your best in everything you do, then that's all you can do. That's all you're doing. If you again, I didn't put down was dyslexic on the Finnish Prime Minister. I could have, to say how long it took and everything like that. Because I'm sure she would have probably understood that it was hard. It wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie to people. But again, fair play to any person that's dyslexic there that has a job where they have to do typing or anything like that. Fair play to you. And always believe in yourself. And again, that's the second thing. Always believe in yourself. But again, it's just to be aware of people that are dyslexic. And obviously for me, it's for people out there joining the channel, things that are watching me, to understand maybe sometimes my grammar, particularly in titles of videos or in descriptions or in the YouTube community posts, might be awful, simply awful, to put it straight. But please try and read in between the lines, and that's all you can do. So take care, everybody, and be safe out there. Bye.